Victoria. Okay, now let's all be honest. Family vacations aren't usually as much fun as folks think. It's usually parents that make plans for themselves and they forget to get rid of the kids. So, I remember before I was 12, I went to both Cancun and the Bahamas. And let me tell you, the experience was horrifying. I mean, I would have done anything to just be back home, sitting in front of the TV and just vegging out. It was horrifying. It's no fun going anywhere and having nothing good to do. But when I went to Germany and traveled by myself, that was a different experience. About the end of high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I talked to my friend Mari, and she told me when she finished high school, she traveled Europe, and she had a job as a nanny at the time. So that idea really got me excited, and using Skype, I met a host family, and I began to speak with them. We talked pretty regularly, and we got to know each other pretty well. So when I got comfortable with them, I decided to make a trip. When everything seemed to fall into place and was becoming finalized, I went ahead and I bought my plane ticket online. Not about this time, I thought it was probably a good idea. I should probably tell my family by now. And my parents threw quite a fit. And it probably wasn't really much help that my mom had just seen that movie Taken. So, yeah. We talked about the thing for a few days. And during that time, I went out to go buy myself luggage, because I have to carry my stuff. But once everyone realized that I made up my mind and I was just going to do it regardless, my parents jumped on board and they decided to be part of the move. So my dad made sure that before I boarded the plane, I called him to make sure I got there on time, and I called him after I got off the plane. My mom, on the other hand, felt it was her absolute duty to drive me there and wait there until I was out of her sight. Now, I had just barely gotten to Germany, and I barely had enough time to set my things down before I was being shoved back into another car. I really thought that Taken was becoming serious for me, and I was in fear of my life. As it turned out, the only place I was being taken was on vacation. Yeah, it's not a really good way to start out, first impressions. So, it was a fairly short road trip to France, not Paris. It was south of France, in a place called Sur de la Mer. And I gotta tell you, it was actually a little bit like home away from home. It was really nice hot sun, beautiful scenery, and the people were pretty interesting. And the beaches, oh, the beaches were quite revealing. Yeah, you know those nude beaches they show in foreign films with young women just flaunting themselves? That was a lot of flying. But they weren't women. And they weren't young. That's something I'll never forget. No matter how hard I tried. So, being there for a while, I saw a lot of differences between cultures, and it got easier to deal with. But honestly, I was there to learn about the culture. So I tried to live my life the way my host family lived theirs. Sans the public nudity. And oh, the mayonnaise on the french fries thing, yeah, not gonna happen. I had to draw the line there. But the life I lived in Europe wasn't that different from here. I'm still me, and that's not gonna change. But the year-long adventure I had in Europe, I saw a lot of things that made me change my perspective on life and myself. In the beginning, moving to Germany was a scary experience. And I didn't know if I even wanted to go. But life is scary. You adapt and you learn from the experience. And the more you're exposed to, the better. Life can be a dirty job. You know, you never know if life's going to reach out to you and greet you to shake your hand, or if it's just going to slap you in the face. So, get out there, and you've got really nothing to